This video is the start of something special. What do I mean by that? Well, it's the first of a kind of video that I haven't really seen much on YouTube. It is a kind of genre, let's call it that, where people make beats on YouTube, cook-up sessions, etc. And even I've started this channel with something that I call the slow cook-up sessions, where I take you through me creating a piece of music through a compositional method. It's kind of like beats. It is beats, and but the main things that we kind of like start in notation software like Sibelius. But this is going to be a proper beat video because we're beginning in Logic, um, and the most important thing is that this is what I call experimental beat making. This is where we're not just making beats, but we really are going to be trying to push some boundaries, stretch our abilities, and become better at beat making through this process. Myself, and hopefully you guys as well. I called this particular channel the Gourmet Beat Lab because I had this idea of this is where we kind of like come up with the stuff that we use in perhaps your more commercial beats or beats for clients or whatever else have you. But this is a space to experiment, to see, I don't know, a more explorative, theory based, almost like a scientific approach to our craft of making beats, of being compositional beat makers. And so this is the first one where I feel like that's going to be the focus. I guess the slow cook sessions are that, but the slow cook is more like, I want to, the mindset's like I'm a composer. Like, approach this like I'm a composer. The whole thing almost done in Sibelius. Doesn't mean there won't be Sibelius in this kind of video. I'll name the kind of video at some point, but let's call this the Beat Lab videos, the normal Beat Lab videos. Anyway, what's key is that in this first part of the video, we're going to develop something called a beat cell. Beat cell. So most beats, most tracks, especially modern day pop tracks, they are highly repetitive, and there's like a section of the music that is particularly highly repetitive because it goes around and around again. And EDM is most like this. And I call that the beat cell. It's like a combination of bass, drums, harmonies. This could be e-piano, this could be guitar, this could be a particular kind of synth, and sometimes even a vocal that basically goes around and around again. And then the other material is basically like garnishing, so transitions, fills, this kind of thing. So the mission here is we're going to compose our first ever YouTube beat cell, and experimental beat cell of this channel, the Beat Lab, the experimental gourmet beat lab. I'll also be using something I call the DNA model. So DNA is like this very small aspect of everything that we are, or particularly living things, and the information of that living thing, everything that living thing is, sort of comes out of the DNA, and you can change the. Now scientists are looking at ways to modify the characteristics of things based on modeling or editing the DNA. But I use that DNA model. What I mean by the DNA model is that I begin with a very small aspect of the beat, and the beat, let's say, I feel is supposed to kind of unfold from that small aspect, almost like a seed growing, if that makes sense. So what we put in that small aspect will essentially materialize the rest of the beat. Let's see how far we get with that. It's just a concept in my head. I've tried versions of it a few times, but yeah, let's see how we go. But in any case, welcome to this first Beat Lab video. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to try and fix this. Oh yes, there we go. I didn't create a shortcut for it. There we go. Apologies for that. What are we doing? Teething problems on the first, and I rehearsed this whole like session quite a few times. Like make sure everything's okay for the first video. It's like, why didn't you edit it out? It's just a video. Well, I want to get used to it because eventually we're gonna be streaming. All right, so I figured out this little riff that I'm gonna play in using a traditional log drum because, as you know, I'm a fan of piano. As you know, that's apparently an original log drum that they have here in the African kit in Logic. And that's what they call the Udu, an open version and a slap version. Yeah, I like these drums a lot. The log drum, that kind of like hollow wooden sounds pretty cool. I don't know what an Udu is. I should investigate it. I just like that little, but I'm not gonna use that one. I'm just gonna use this one and that one. It's a very nice combination of a kind of like a bassy sound, a flat sound, and a clicky sound. Anyway, let's record this in. Recording it in a random place. I'm working off of 110 and a MIDI region over there. Stretch this out to 4 bars. Okay. Okay, let's see that again. A little bit unsure. There's a point where there was a break for 2. The question is, so no, don't be exuberant. Let's do this. Hey. I think that was acceptable. I feel like that should happen there. I feel like it should be like that. So. Okay, I like that. That is a nice little kick loop that has a level of variety to it, as opposed to a certain kind of fixed fixed 4-beat 1-bar loop. Alrighty. I'm going to duplicate this now. And the reason is because I want to create the next thing. Maybe you can now join this. I'm going to touch the name this kick. Soundtrack color. I'll make these orange. Okay. Okay. Sorry. That is irritating. Basically, movie is whatever. Je suis an idiot. I don't know if that is French, but I am an idiot. Somehow, so I create these hotkeys. And the hotkeys when I'm in OBS are like hooked to OBS all the time because, you know, it helps me to switch between scenes and stuff and record this and that. But then I go and use the keyboard on my computer keyboard. Calm down. I go and use the keyboard on my computer keyboard instead of my freaking MIDI thing, which you can't see, because I'm too lazy to plug in the MIDI thing. Yes, you man. And the point is, I paused the recording for a huge chunk of it. I've been here for like 20, 30 minutes more than what you've seen in the first part of this video. This is the first video. Please forgive me. Where else are you going to see this kind of raw, unedited, the real, authentic? Either way, the point is, I think by now you've seen that I've got a very interesting compositional approach to making beats. Hopefully you like it. But the point is, I know. Anyway, this is where I'm at right now. Hopefully now, remember, I'm more used to all this OBS stuff. It is still recording. No, there we go. I mean, think about it. Like, you could have watched me make all that stuff. It's such a cool beat right now. Anyway, I felt like instead of just like canning it and like trying to start again, I just figured, you know what, I've already gone through this phase. You know, this is the beginner phase where none of you are watching, or you've come back to watch after this is blown up, or no one will ever watch because I gave up before it blew up. I don't know. Very raw, very real, whatever. Let's continue. This is a hot beat. We're gonna continue. Hey. So that's an A flat. A flat. So let's assume that we have E flats instead. C might be interesting to say. That might be it. There you go. There we go. Boom. So shall this B flat, B flat, B flat. How boring. C. So it's probably either a major or minor. Let's try this out. So B flat, B flat, E, E flat. That will be a ninth. That will be a seventh. No? I don't know what the hell made me think that that would sound in any way good. Oh, I'm changing the wrong thing. Idiot. Okay, so let's quickly try and figure out what kind of mode we're in. So we begin with a C minor chord, C minor 7 to be exact. And then we go to this A minor 7. Trying to look up my let's assume that it was in C minor, so A would be 6 degree. Making this harder than it should be. Just look at the accidentals. E flats, A flats. We'll go from E flats to normal A's. So there's chromaticism involved. So C minor to an A minor, then A flat. I think that's A flat major 7. So maybe that's having some kind of a weird. Then a B flat sus. Double E scale degree 7. If it was C minor, A flat would be scale degree. Just say A flat. So let's just go. This is D Dorian. D Dorian. I can't be D Dorian. Doesn't matter. But yeah, it's just. Let me just write this down. Humility, 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 humble, humble. 7 equals A. C. C. E. Nope. Equals A. Wait, what? T. C. E flat. That's a no G. So A major 7. I think we added. So A major 7. 7 A. So that's the. Trying to think of that. And then the last one's A. E hat. C. E flat. So this one's a more interesting chord. So it's just a B. So we could go with again A C E flat, just like before. You could even say it's F A flat C E flat, A flat C E flat, B flat being the 9th, F being the 6th, but you could say F A flat C E flat, and that's F minor 7. Yeah. B flat just being normal 4th. So F minor, so it's either F minor 11 or A flat 13 or B flat sus 11. One of those ones. Okay, if I think about it, this is good. So I feel like the ACG is the one that's the chromatic one, because yeah, we go from E flats to E's, and then the E flats come back for the rest of the progression. So don't consider that. A flat C, E flat G. Yeah, so we got E flats, B flats, A flats, quite consistently. So yeah, there we go. A mode within the key V major, so it's C minor, as I thought, as I intended. Chord 1. What's 6? Maybe C Aeolian rather than C minor. Aeolian, not Aeolian. Yeah, Aeolian. this go. Cancel it again. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Uh, can you please? Where are you? Where are you doing? Where are you doing? Okay. What is this? Why are we here? Amurka. Two different versions. Quantize. I think, yeah, not a bad start. I've been here for about an hour and a half. My mistake. Maybe not an hour and a half, about an hour and 15. This has been like 50 minutes for you guys. I think this, at some point, I started just creating a normal beat. So like sometimes motivation works like that, or inspiration. And hopefully at a later stage I'll be able to show a little bit more radically the way in which the DNA system actually works, where you really do extract details from that initial sort of DNA thing there. But otherwise, for now, I think the job has been done. Enjoy.